I'm the boogeyman. But let's boogie.
Move your feet to the beat.
I'm the boogeyman. But let's boogie.
Move your feet to the beat.
I'm the boogeyman. But let's boogie. I'm the boogeyman. But let's boogie.
Move your feet to the beat.
I'm the boogeyman. But let's boogie.
Move your feet to the beat.
I'm the boogeyman. Let's boogie.
Move your feet to the beat.
Well, hello, and welcome to another video. This is me, TPE, and I'm glad you're here today. We are going to be reviewing some Ziggy. Well, Empress Ziggy, to be exact. She snuck on over there to her backup channel, and I believe this was either the day after or very soon after. We heard some squealing. Her and Gavel kind of got into it in the chat there, because Ziggy was going on and on about things that just really didn't make sense. Specifically, coming from Fred. Because we all know, Fred said, so it must be true. Anyway, I thought we'd review this stream because I found it quite interesting. More stories coming from Fred. Let's do it!
Move your feet to the beat.
This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances needed for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. Once we start the video off, I think we're actually going to show the chat rather than Ziggy and her card shuffling. 1, it irritates me. 2, I can't stand the noise that the cards make. And 3, there's a lot of interesting things being said in the chat, especially closer to the end. So make sure you stick around all the way to the end because it does get a little more interesting. Anyway, let's get started here, and yeah, I'll fill you in as we go along. Thanks for being here.
9 of Cups. Something happened here. This is like this is something happening right here. We've got Summer Wells, something happening in the shadows, like the unknown, the things that people don't see, secrets. Summer Wells, secrets, the unknown. And then we have the Knight of Cups. This is like somebody offering something.
So, as you see there at the very top, Ziggy has her Nightbot programmed so that you, the subscriber, can help pay for Fred's essential items. All while she sits there exploiting Summer Wells. Nothing new though, guys, nothing new. And it's gonna get worse because she's about to ask for something else too. But before we get to that, did anyone happen to notice the comment there by Rhonda? It says, did CW give birth to JSB's daughter? Oh my God. I mean, come on, guys. This is ridiculous. And this is why I've been saying that the live chats really don't help a channel not spread misinformation. People run with these things. People are sitting behind a keyboard and they just say whatever the heck comes to their mind. And usually someone's going to run with it. It's going to turn into a rumor, and then it's going to turn into a bigger rumor. And then all of a sudden, people are speaking it like it's fact. It is insane. I think we need to do better. And one thing I've never heard Ziggy say is, oh, come on. Do you have any proof for that? Do you know that to be true? Or where did you hear that? Anyway, Ziggy, you're not helping. The chat, you are not helping. I know we can do better.
There was some kind of deal or negotiations. This is a negotiations card, the Knight of Cups, the mediations negotiations card. really feels like somebody wanted a child. That he was, but also at the same time, like, I don't know. Like at the same time, I'm torn between two theories, pretty much, and one involves his son, and the other just involves Andy helping somebody who wants a child.
So we have Ziggy here talking yet again about Andy Bernard, the neighbor from across the street, and he used to live there with Jody Sue. And here we have Ziggy implying that someone in Andy's life, she's assuming either his current wife or his ex Jody Sue, really wanted a child. And she's implying that Andy helped them get a child, and implying that that child is Summer. I don't know how much she elaborates on this, but I'm just letting you know what's going on and what she's saying now as an accusation towards Andy. Yet another one.
That he, I feel, was in a relationship with. So it would have been either Jody Sue or his current. I feel like he was trying to get a child for somebody who couldn't have a baby or wanted a baby or something like that. Even though, I mean, obviously, Summer's older. It's like Spirit saying it wasn't a curse. This was some type of, I mean, I do believe there was generational curse with that family. That includes Fred. I mean, that's why I tell him that he is, I feel like, breaking a curse.
Aw, Ziggy, did you help Fred break the curse by coming into his life? So let me get this straight. The cards said it wasn't a curse, but Ziggy thinks it is a curse. So she's just going to change it. Doesn't matter what the cards say, I guess. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I bet you that happens a lot.
So the moon in reverse, that shows doing a wish fulfillment, that he was the leader in putting it into something. He was a leader when it came to something to do with a spouse or partner. More about this Ace of Coins, or the spouse partner in reverse, the Fool. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I mean, I guess.
This is his wife, I feel like. Wow. He did it to make somebody happy. Is he that much of a simp, really?
Oh no, you didn't. Ziggy, you didn't just call someone else a simp, did you? I mean, Fred said, so it must be true. Right, but other people are simps. Okay there, Ziggy Hill.
He did it to make somebody happy. Is he that much of a simp, really?
What's the celebrity name for Andy Bernard's involvement in Summerwell's disappearance? So, okay, celebrity. So this is, and the Seven of Cups is about trying to cause confusion. I think the celebrity thing is just basically about being online. Actually, I feel like too that in order that I think his wife too has a big role in why he's been on YouTube a lot more.
She literally is making this up as she goes along in the name of a missing child and possibly completely innocent people. But she has no idea.
Because he's trying to take a lead and try to put an end to this, because I feel like it could be affecting their relationship, the celebrity, something about Seven of Cups, which is confusion. Whoa. Five of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Coins in reverse. I'll redraw that's a lot, but I was trying to put out a bunch of freaking confusion.
A bunch of friggin' confusion is right. That's what you're doing. You and Fred. Fred is a walking, confused human being who spits out random stories. And we're going to hear some more closer to the end of this. Because Fred is in the chat, even though Ziggy said he was supposed to be at a meeting. So I'm not sure. Maybe you can text from meetings these days. I'm not sure. But we're going to find out what he has to say. Because Fred said, so it must be true.
Celebrity, I think that's just like a reference to being out there and does feel like he's trying to, it could causing problems at home. This online stuff. I would just do out of sight, out of mind, don't watch it. Thing is, if there was something like that happened where like his son accidentally hurt Summer or something, I just don't understand why Candace and Dawn would help cover that up, you know? And I know, so we have, the theory has to include like a reason why all of them would be working together on this. You know what I mean?
And by golly, folks, if it doesn't make sense, Ziggy will make it make sense for you. If it's not in the cards, well, she'll make it be in the cards. Ziggy has put out so many stories with no proof, not 1 ounce of proof. Let's think of just a few of the stories that she's told. We've got the CPS source, of course, with no proof. All just, you'll have to take my word, guys. Then we had the whole foster source situation that we now know was actually her friend, Lolita, who came on her panel pretending to be someone named Erica, who was a friend who knew the kids in foster care. Make that make sense. Then there was the lady of the night. Then there was all the things that Fred was reporting from his cell in jail. All those stories about Andy going to Knoxville. Again, no proof. Stories of things written on cell walls. Again, no proof. Ties to some gang stuff. Again, no proof. We had the lady of the night. We had some guy named Playboy. There's been a lot, guys. There's been a lot. And feel free to name them in the chat as we go along, because I definitely didn't think of every one of them there. But the main point is that Ziggy puts out BS stories with no proof. 0 receipts, not 1. She had some text messages up there on the screen, but who knows where those came from? She could have made them herself for all we know. And she's using all these stories, all these what seem like made up stories with no proof, to put blame on people in regards to missing Summer Wells. She has implicated how many people now? Her and Fred have implicated how many people now in Summer's disappearance with the no proof? Count them up. There's a lot. And she's saying it herself, guys. For the theory to work, Dawn, Candace, Jody Sue, and Andy all have to be involved somehow. It's almost like she's trying to get the cards to put them together and make them guilty. Wake up, people. And not only Dawn, Candace, Jody Sue, and Andy, but we also had Fred trying to name Cotton Simpson, who is passed away. That doesn't make sense either. How many people can actually be involved in this, guys? I guess the more people you name, the more content you have, right? That's what makes sense to me. Ziggy's channel was born and grew from the fake CPS reports, right? She needed to top that, so she found some bones. She needed to top that. And as she went along, she needed to come up with stories to top each and every one that came before it. And that's what she's been doing for going on 3 years. Almost 3 years and 0 proof. You keep watching, you keep giving her money. She is making up stories in the name of a missing child to fund her entire life. And now Fred's too. And you guys are paying for it. It's absolutely disgusting. Wake up, people. And she is offering no proof. This is literal entertainment to you in the name of a missing child. And it's paying her bills. You are paying her bills and her rent, and now Fred's as well. You guys are getting conned. Do you see that? If you don't, I don't know how else I can help you, but you keep giving your money to this grifter, exploiter, and you claim to care for Summer. I guess I just don't see how that works. And I can't tell you how disappointing it is to see certain people over in her chat who claim to care about Summer supporting this behavior. It's vile. And it really doesn't show that you care about Summer. How can you support someone doing this to a missing child and her brothers and all the other innocent until proven guilty people that have been blamed, are being blamed, without 1 ounce of actual proof or evidence? How do you support someone funding their entire life off of a missing child? Or anyone lying in her name? Or messing up her case? Supporting a suspect, one who lies often and for 3 years straight. Let's get it together, people.
What's this assault mean for what happened, or Andy Bernard's involvement in Summer Wells' disappearance? The Seven of Cups again, confusion. Purposely causing illusions and confusion.
Oh, how convenient. Well, I think that card was probably meant for Fred. Or you, Ziggy. Both of you. Because you both purposely are causing a lot of confusion. Let's listen to that one more time.
Purposely causing illusions and confusion.
As usual, there's a lot of dead air that we have to fast forward through. So, of course, on the screen, we have our little AI Energizer Piggy. He is dressed in a little Energizer Bunny outfit, but he's a little piggy. And I have to say, he's pretty cute. And other than that, on the screen, we are still running with her chat, and I hope that you're paying attention to how many times she has her Nightbot set to tell us how much money she needs from her audience. Don't forget to send a Cash App or a PayPal or a Venmo. And don't forget to donate to Fred's rent for his recovery house. And also, don't forget, you can also send Fred essentials because there are multiple wish lists for Fred, for Ziggy, and I'm sure for her daughter, probably even the dogs. I don't know. I haven't looked for a while. I just know there's multiple wish lists. And if you're watching, you'll be reminded of that about every, I don't know, couple minutes. Her chat's moving pretty slow because we are over on the Empress Ziggy channel, full of speculation, misinformation, and bullshit. That's about it. That's what's on the screen, so let's keep listening to this person. I'll be nice. And a friendly reminder to creators, please do remember to turn on your closed captionings. You can actually set that so that they will automatically turn on once your live stream is complete. Not only are closed captionings helpful for those who are hearing impaired, but based on what I have read, they also help you, the creator. Your content will go further into the algorithm and reach a wider audience in other countries. And if you would like instructions on how to do that, please see my recent community post. Well, it's not recent, but I tend to repost it often, and I will do that now so that it is there. It should be either at the top or a few posts down by the time you see this video. And thank you for listening to my public service announcement. Let's keep going here.
Like, this is your calling and you are doing great on the channel, way better than the true crime drama. Yep.
I don't know if that person is new or what, but clearly they are confused. Also, if you noticed, Fred just wrote in the chat that he has just arrived to his meeting, which is interesting because he is quite active in the chat during this stream after this. So it's a good thing you don't get graded on paying attention in meetings. At least I don't think you do. Oh, and in case you missed it, it looks like Lip Locked wants to get a reading for her husband, but she can't get her debit card to work. So nice to see that you support this type of stuff being done to Summer. And in her name, Lip Lock. Interesting. Good to know. Because I do like to keep an eye on which creators are here for Summer and which ones are here to listen and believe Ziggy's lies and support them. Because, you know, she's only going to keep doing this if you keep paying her bills.
I agree too, Tanya. But see, the thing is, like, what sucks is, like, I feel like everybody wants me on the true crime channel, you know? That's where people are always asking me to go live, and they don't mean over here, they mean over on true crime. And
Yeah, Ziggy, that's not true crime, okay? It's a crime that you sit over there doing what you're doing, but you are not a true crime channel, because true crime channels, they use facts, they use evidence, they show the missing child's picture, and they even read over the TBI newsroom website, which has the facts. I don't think you've ever done that, not once. At least I don't recall you doing that. I don't even recall you showing Summer's picture anytime in the recent past. So there's that. Ziggy, I don't think there's a lot of people that want you on that channel or this channel. I think you have a lot of hate watchers. If I had to guess, I would give it about, 80%. 80% of your numbers are hate watchers. And those who are there to see what kind of crap you come up with next. And then I'll say maybe 15, 20% of those people, maybe they believe what you're saying, or they want to because it's entertaining, which is disgusting. Summer and those that surround her are not a movie. They are not a TV show. They are not a reality show. They are not for entertainment purposes. This is real life. This is a real child. She has real loved ones. And what you're doing to them is sick. And you are not true crime. You give true crime a bad name. And those who think this is true crime, well, I'm just going to say it. You're trash. Oh, of course. In my opinion, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. Fuck you all. Not you guys, sorry. I'm talking to those who think Summer Wells and other missing children are here for our entertainment. And anyone who thinks we are owed anything, any type of information, we are not owed anything. And it's because of people like you that they don't tell us anything. Does that make sense now? If you kept your big mouths shut, they'd probably tell us more. But they can't because of morons like you that run with everything and anything. All for a buck. You sick fucks. Sorry. Apologies if I offended anyone while cussing. I will try to do better.
so it's tough. But the thing is, I don't know. It's a lot of drama I put up with for really nothing, to be honest. Like, I don't know.
I agree, it's nothing because you don't put out factual information. But the fact that you're saying for nothing is strange because you've had your whole entire life paid for by these people for 3 years. So I don't know what you're saying because it doesn't really make sense. But I agree, for nothing, except it isn't nothing because you have hurt this case along with your husband for 3 years.
See, everybody wants me to always go into the true crime, and so I always, even Fred, I feel like always wants me. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody or anything. But at the same time, it's hard for me to even move on, anyways, because Summer is still not got her justice. So,
Oh, Ziggy, please do tell us what it is exactly that you're doing to help with that. I'm gonna say a big fat nothing. You haven't done anything but bring rumors and speculation. So, you might as well stop now. And someone in the chat says, I feel like this is your calling, and you are doing great on this channel. Way better than the true crime drama. This is a better way to help you and Fred. Maybe this person's new. I mean, it's possible. But come on. Are you serious? You think that using these cards to make stuff up and, spread misinformation is a great way to help Ziggy and Fred? Are you kidding me? So using a missing child and people that surround her and putting blame on them based on some frickin' cards that she, by the way, doesn't even know how to use properly. You think that's a way? A good way to help her and Fred? Nah, I don't think it's a good way at all. If she wants to do some BS readings on other people and their lives because they are asking for that, that's a different story. But using a missing child and those that surround her and spreading lies about them and implicating them in crimes, if you think that's a good way to help them, well, that's your opinion. I, for one, think it's disturbing, disgusting, and I think it should be illegal. Again, if she wants to do readings on people who ask for the readings, that's different. She should do that. And I would have probably no problem with that. But what she's doing now, blaming people surrounding Summer's case, no, that is not right. I don't care who it helps. If it helps Ziggy and Fred, the two biggest cons in this community. It's a joke. It's a mess, and I'll give you a pass just in case you might be new.
But I could go on. I don't have to go on every day over there. I could still keep doing it. But there's no point on keep saying the same things over and over again, like every day. I mean, it does help keep her name out there, but
I strongly disagree, because you don't even show her picture or the facts surrounding her case. You're spreading misinformation and lies and rumors and speculation and even disinformation, which is on purpose. So Ziggy, no, it is not helping get her name out there in any good way. It is a bad way because you're muddying the waters and lying. It's not good.
Fred, don't tell on me. Don't tell. That's true. We did do a reading on it yesterday. Me and Fred, I did a reading with him on
So Fred said the cards even say not to quit true crime, but just take a break from it. Okay, Fred. Okay. And for anyone who missed it as well, Liplock says she enjoys both of Ziggy's channels. Oh, God. Way to go, Liplock. Clearly, you must care about Summer, especially misinformation and flat-out lies. I guess I should explain a little bit. There's a reason that a few people are disappointed with Liplock. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but this in particular, Liplock, you know exactly what she has done. Not only in Summer's name, but in other people's names as well. And you may not agree with everything that some of those people have done, and that's okay. We don't have to agree with everything that someone has done. But when it becomes a pattern of doxing, a pattern of lying, a pattern of spreading misinformation in a missing child's case, and literally making stuff up. You know all this. That's why it's so hard for people to understand how you can be in there and support this. Very, very disappointing. And that's all I'll say. Now, obviously, I'm just speaking for myself here, but I can say that I've heard others discuss their disappointment as well. You've heard a lot of people, Liplock, people that have helped you and supported you. Yeah, disappointing. Very, very disappointing.
when we were on video, and I was just, because I was really just, after all that drama last night and stuff, it's just so draining. And I just drew some cards asking if I should quit true crime and just focus on my tarot. And basically was telling me that I needed to keep going, that I had an important message and I could take a break, but I needed to keep going. Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad you think it's funny, Ziggy. Once again, in my opinion, it seems all very convenient, especially for your new husband and buddy, Fred. He's making a killing too. People are paying his bills and even buying his cleaning supplies and food and essential items. So, if you're going to say you don't have a stake in this, and Fred doesn't have a stake in this, which, by the way, you literally said, I have a stake in this. Those were your exact words. That was about, I don't know, a week or so ago. If I can find that clip, I'll find it, but you definitely said it. It's there. The internet's forever. Ziggy.
Like it was telling me, Spirit was telling me to take a break, but not to quit completely. Because it does, it kind of makes me feel like comforting in that maybe Summer will really get her justice. Maybe actually, I don't know.
So Ziggy actually thinks that it's going to be because of her that Summer gets her justice. Oh, Ziggy, do you think that maybe one of your, I don't know, 80 different theories could be correct? And then you'll be like, oh, I was right. Well, which time, Ziggy? There was like 50 to 80 different scenarios that you brought up. I'm going to assume none of them are true because you're full of shit. But, I mean, when you give out 50 or 80 different scenarios, there's obviously a better chance of one of them being right. And that's what you tarot/psychic/medium people tend to do in missing children's cases. Now, I hope I'm not irritating you guys by talking way too much. I'm definitely commentating a lot in this one, and it will be long. So someone says, not to be corny, but you are all of my friends. Thank you and big love. Now, I actually feel this is important because I feel like this is why people tend to support certain creators that we may not agree with, and even though they do shitty things to missing children, sometimes people find a group of people, and sometimes people are at home and lonely. They may be sick, they may be elderly and don't leave the house much, often in a more vulnerable category, and they may feel like they now have a group of friends. And sometimes they even think they're Ziggy's friend. But those of us who know, we know that Ziggy doesn't have friends. Ziggy has people that pay her. And people enjoy feeling like they belong somewhere. And that, in my opinion, at least the way she does it, it's taking advantage. And that's emotional manipulation. Ziggy has been known to prey on people in the background and ask for money. I hope that you guys all know that you don't need Ziggy to have friends. She isn't your friend. There are so many more healthy places that you can go where people actually do care about you and they don't just want your money. Please, reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to people in my comment section because I know I have really good people here who care and we want to hang out with you. I mean, like online. You don't need Ziggy, an exploiter of Summer Wells, to make you feel like you belong somewhere. And I hope that makes sense and isn't offensive. I hope the way I explain myself makes sense. All right, we've got Lip Lock again. She says, I'm always rooting for you, Fred Hill. Stay strong. All right, I'm going to give Lip Lock the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to assume that she means with regards to his recovery. We have the Substance Abuse and Mental Health National Helpline on the screen right now, 1-800-662-HELP, and please see the description for many helpful links. I just hope that Lip Locked isn't rooting him on for all his lies and his storytelling and what he's done to Summer. Because if I know Lip Lock well enough, I know that she would have gone back and listened back to all those Fred interviews. The old ones versus the middle ones versus the new ones, which clearly tell you he's lied. You know that, right, Lip Lock? I mean, I would hope so. You do your research, right? You care for Summer? So you know that he's lied on multiple people? Blamed multiple people? Lied in Summer's name? I mean, I hope so. So again, we're giving you the benefit of the doubt here. You must be speaking about his recovery. And I too hope for the best for Fred's recovery. But I'll share my opinion here. I don't think that Fred and Ziggy being together is good for his recovery. Now, obviously, this is none of my business, but I can't help but worry about the children involved. I mean, if they're conning people the way they are, that can't be healthy, right? Besides the fact you're not supposed to get into a relationship in the first year of recovery. Yet here they are, haven't even lived together and they're married. Wait, let me reverse that. I'm going to try not to judge the relationship because that's not why I'm here. I am here because of the things they're doing to Summer. So scratch that. I'm just concerned for the children is all. I just lose a lot of respect for people who hang out in chats like Ziggy's and support people like Ziggy and suspects like Fred, who lie in the name of a missing child. Some things can be excused. This cannot. At least not for me.
Do what your husband says. Right? September, it affects everybody. Like, even, I mean, oh my gosh, when I was going through that stuff, like all the bad drama with circle jerks, like when I was real bad, when I first gym passed and everything, and
All right, so here we go with Ziggy's victim shit. Now just imagine for a second that Ziggy cared about the missing children's loved ones and what they're going through. Or, even if they're not loved ones, but they're, say, neighbors. The people that she puts blame on without proof or facts. Imagine what they're going through. But no, it's all about Ziggy and how she's a victim. Well, and of course, she won't bring up what she did to, let's say, Cindy and any of the other jerks. The doxing, the threats, all of those things. I'm sure she won't bring that up. What about what she did to Jim's family? Is she going to bring that up? His kids? His sisters? What about Jason? I mean, you did enough to him too. What about all the people that you've gone real life on? All the people whose lives you've affected? What about what you've done to Jody Sue? Andy, Dawn and Candace, Grandma Candace, Cotton Simpson, to name a few. Yeah, that's important. Wow, Ziggy. So self-absorbed. Always a victim. Always a victim. Yet, Ziggy, you're a victim maker. All right, I hope you guys stay tuned because we are still, we got 20 minutes left to review and there's a lot more that I want to put in here. So this is going to be a long one. I hope you stick it through to the end because there's some craziness on the way.
6 up and all that stuff. That was definitely, it was definitely difficult. I don't know where I was really going with that, but I'm just saying, like, I got off track.
Just imagine if you, Ziggy, were actually honest with your people about what you did to 6 Up, what you did to her real life, how you interfered with her real life. And I'm not going to speak for her, but I do know that at some point we'll be letting it all out with receipts and proof of how you interfered in not only her real life, but many other people's real lives. And your people are going to know about it because we're going to tell them. So I think that's important to note.
Mental breaks, it helps her lives get more interesting. Yeah, we can't quit till Summer gets here.
Oh, I think you should quit now before you make a bigger mess of Summer's case. For entertainment purposes, full of lies, speculation, rumors, and total bullshit. Quit now. You're not helping her. And neither is suspect Fred Hill.
Gets her justice. Mm-hmm. Should I quit true crime? Should I quit the true crime channel? That's the heartache card. Okay, why the heartache card for if I should quit my true crime channel?
Seems pretty obvious to me, but let's hear it.
Oh my god. Holy crap, what is this? That looks horrible.
Maybe you should listen to the cards. I mean, you seem to when it fits your narrative.
That is that. I mean, is it telling me to abandon it or see? So I should abandon it or should I? Financially, yeah, I can't. In a way, I can't keep doing it like every day because I can't financially afford it because I really don't make money over there. Like sometimes, like it's just like feast or famine. Sometimes like it'll be days I won't make anything. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get it. It all makes sense now. This narrative is to show that you need some money. You want the people who follow you on your True Grime channel to pay you more. You can't keep going. You can't keep helping Summer if you're not making money. So there you go, guys. That's the emotional manipulation. Get it now?
But at least over here, I can do readings and make money, So it's kind of, and I know it's fun on the other channel and stuff, but it also can get really stressful.
Is she for real? Poor Ziggy. It can get stressful. Is she fucking kidding me? All the victims? Wow. Ziggy, you're gross.
So there is something about taking a leap of faith, quitting and taking a leap of faith.
I think you should take a leap straight off out of this genre. I think you should leave missing children alone, including Summer. I think you should stop. I think you should listen to the cards. They clearly just told you. Kind of reminds me of the time where the cards or the rods, I can't remember which. Actually, maybe you were talking to Jim at the time. With the rods. Or the spirit box. Who knows? But they told you to stop exploiting Jim. I don't think you listened. Either way, it's on my channel somewhere. If you guys want to find it, there is a Ziggy playlist with all her hot garbage.
Cups in reverse. That's interesting. Your husband is right about them being on that road. Do you know that? Are you a local and know for a fact yourself too? I mean, have you seen it or?
All right, notice this person who came into the chat, JT, and it's spelled J-T-E-E. It says, "You are on the right path now. Don't give up on Summer. Your husband is right about them being on that road." Well, and at least Ziggy asked some questions. Did she ask for proof? Well, probably not, but I guess we'll find out. And it's about to get worse. It's about to get worse. So, stay tuned. Here we go.
Whoa, just dropped a bunch of cards again. These cards are really, Or is that what you're just feeling? You saw a video of it. Really?
So now we have some other random person in the chat saying that they have also seen this video. It's JT again saying they saw Andy on the road during the time that Summer allegedly went missing. Again, no proof, no video, no SD cards, nothing. So, who thinks that Ziggy put this in the chat, or knows who did, or decided to set it up that way? It's possible, but we also have some crazies in this community. It's kind of reminding me of another lady that went on White Boy Lockdown Radios a little while ago, But we're going to get into that in a few minutes because this person comes out with some more craziness. And there is a method to my madness here. There is a point, and I do want to drive that home, but we're not quite there yet. We're getting there.
Well, he said, now Andy's trying to say that one of the videos had a wrong date, but the thing is there was more than one video. So that's what Fred said. He goes, so every single one had the wrong date?
Fred said, guys, so it must be true. I'm so sick of saying that, but I'm also really sick of hearing Fred said, and there being no proof. Not 1 ounce of proof. Nothing. The closest thing to proof that we have is Andy calling law enforcement himself and us hearing their voices and them saying they're not worried about Andy. But they did say that Fred, well, they didn't want to take too much of what he said seriously. And that's not an exact quote. I'll put the link in the description to the video where Andy called law enforcement. And they didn't seem to think that Fred was too credible. I think that says a lot. I mean, it's the closest thing to proof that we have, because we know Ziggy's not showing any. Let me also be very clear. I am not here to stand up for Andy. I'm not here to stand up for anyone except Summer. I just want to know what the truth is. And you know what? That's going to be on law enforcement's time, on God's time, not on our time, because you know what? We are not owed anything. But yeah, I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not here to stand up for anyone. I just know bunk when I see it. I can kind of smell the fakeness. We've been, listening to it for almost 3 years now. So it's making a little more sense each and every day. So let's keep an eye on this person in the chat because they're about to spew some more nonsense. And another thing I find so interesting is you'll often hear Ziggy squealing. Oh, squeal alert. We'll have to get that in there. We often hear Ziggy squealing like a little... Anyway, when anyone talks about her man Fred, she squealed when Gavel came in there. Speaking truth, actually, about when Fred did lie. Multiple times. Squealing about Crystal, who's also putting out information regarding where Fred lies. Now, I haven't taken all the time to fact check everything that Crystal has put out, because honestly, I can't keep track of all the names of the people. It's just too much for me. But when watching Gavel's stream, and Fred's own words that he speaks himself, it's clear as day that he has told multiple stories, multiple conflicting stories, and he's lied. Now, that's not to say that what Crystal's saying isn't true, okay? I just haven't had the time or energy to go and fact check it all. And again, it confuses me. All the names of all the people that I don't really know. So, again, not to say that she's not right. I just know what I hear right from Fred's mouth, and he contradicts himself over and over. He blames multiple people over and over. It's not possible for it to be all these people and for all of his scenarios to be true. So what he's doing is not right. But when someone comes in her chat with just accusations and no proof regarding Summer Wells, who she's supposed to be here caring about, I don't hear that same squealing. I don't hear that same squealing that she does when someone even remotely questions Fred. Ziggy, you're a little defensive there. Ziggy, your credibility is gone. And I've been saying this for years now. Ziggy, your credibility was gone a long time ago. But with regards to Fred, your credibility was gone the day you walked up to his driveway, because you became biased right then and there. Because Fred and Summer then became the way that you pay your bills. Interesting, right? Very interesting. And if Fred wasn't credible, then you, Ziggy, you wouldn't be credible. And you had to protect that money train because that's how you pay your bills. Summer's name pays your bills. And Fred. And what Fred said. Because everything that Fred says must be true. Ziggy, you sound pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. We can all see all the lies that he has started spreading, I don't know, 2.5 years ago. It's fairly obvious. But you'll protect it. And you sound stupid. Protecting it when we can clearly see the lies. And you trying to lie for him, it's not a good look. And people are seeing right through it. Right through you.
So then you're a local, or you just were shown, or...
So Ziggy is assuming, based off that comment, that they're not a local and they were just shown this video. Let's keep going.
Yeah, lean on me. Yeah, there's more. There's a few people. Even When Evil Entered, the channel When Evil Entered has said that, has came forward and told everybody that she's seen it herself. I knew she told me months ago that she had seen it. She was like, I'm tired of people, the lies. And, like for a while, she didn't want me to say anything, but then she got tired of all the bashing and decided to come forward and tell everybody, yeah, that she did see the video.
Now, I don't know the credibility of that channel, When Evil Entered, except what I've been told. And I'm not going to base anything on that because that's hearsay. But, again, where's the freaking proof? Show it. What if those dates were wrong? I don't know. I think that I'm going to go with law enforcement on this one. I think that if they had something, anything, they're probably on it. They're taking care of it. Maybe those dates are wrong. We don't know. We don't have a clue. So let's just be honest about that. Ziggy, you yourself said you haven't seen it. So you're basing everything on Fred said. Unhelpful, Ziggy. Where is the proof? You're slandering a man if it's not true. Show the proof. Where are the SD cards? Do they even exist? Something tells me they don't. But I don't know. Until you show them. Receipts or it didn't happen.
What about if I should quit true crime?
What about if I should quit true crime?
Yes, you should quit true crime. Because you don't share facts. You don't even share Summer's picture. This is not true crime. Notice how the two words true and crime go together. What you say isn't truth. What you do is a crime. So there's that. But let's see what it says. The cards. Girl, aren't you supposed to be shuffling on camera? So that we can see you're not cheating? Once again, more BS.
See, I was getting something about a leader yesterday when I was drawing cards on this. I've been on this case since day one. I don't think they meant to kill Summer. I really think it was an accident that they were trying to cover up.
Okay, so we have this Ding Ding back in the chat making comments. Let's take a look. All right, so we've got JT back here, and they are saying, I have been on this case since day one. I don't think they meant to kill Summer. I really think it was an accident. All right, so you've been here since day one. That sounds quite familiar to me. You're saying you're on the case too. I'm kind of wondering if this is Lady Justice under a different name. And again, I will speak about the shit show that happened on White Boy Lockdown Radios where that person phoned in or joined panel, whatever you want to call it. And they had some bunk video. Anyway, it all sounds a bit too familiar. And I do think we hear from them again one more time. So let's keep listening.
And you think it involves Andy? I see. In some way, it has to have involved, and it has to involve them all. Like they all have to have equal, like some kind of like skin in the game. You know what I mean? Or some reason they would want to cover it up because.
Because what, Ziggy? Because that's the only way that what Fred said will make sense? Well, guess what? Even if all that was true, what Fred said doesn't make sense. It still doesn't. He's blamed half the town. He's blamed a lot of other people, so it's never all gonna fit and work and make sense. You are losing your mind. So is he. I don't know. I think you're at the end of your rope here. I think people know. I think the only people that are still sticking around and supporting you are the ones who truly love drama and entertainment. The ones who truly think that summer is for entertainment purposes. And that is truly disgusting. So no, none of this will ever make sense, no matter what the outcome. Too many people have been named, too many people have been accused, too many lies have been told. And you, Ziggy, you have backed up every single thing that man has said. Good luck to you. Your credibility is shot.
If, like, let's say Andy or his son accidentally hit Summer or something, what would be the motive for Dawn and Candace to cover that up? You know what I mean? Instead of just calling law enforcement. That's what makes me think it has to be more something a little bit more sinister. Like, I don't think that they meant to unalive her. And I'm still not sure, like, if she was so hard.
Oh, guys, it's terrible. Ziggy is unable to prove that Andy, Jody Sue, Dawn, and Candace are all involved in Summer's disappearance. But she knows it to be true, with zero evidence and zero facts. Just saying. But she's gonna find a way to make it fit, guys. Just wait for it. You can think all you want, Ziggy, but it doesn't make it true.
I think something went wrong, and I don't know exactly what that was. But but we have to think, what would be the motive from Dawn and Candace, though, to go along with it, JT? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right, we've got that cuckoo back in the chat again, JT. And now they're saying Andy and son. Well, Ziggy, are you going to ask for proof? Probably not, because, well, it fits your narrative. I wonder who this cuckoo is. Interesting, right? And there's more coming. Oh, look at that. The next thing says, so it says Andy and son, and then it says to protect the boy. What a joke. You know what? If you had proof or something, that would be interesting. But you don't. At least, not that I know of. Ziggy sure doesn't have any proof, and Ziggy sure isn't asking for proof. But she sure will yell at others who do show proof that Fred is a liar. So I just find that very interesting and convenient. And Ziggy, I think you're stuck. You're stuck in a hole. Fred might be the nicest guy in the world now, but he sure wasn't back in the day. He sure did a lot of horrible things to his partner and his children. Go look it up. It's public record. And you're going to bring this man around your child? A felon? I just know a lot of people are concerned for your child because they care. Not my business, but you know what? If we're all looking out for children, it's our business. And I'm sure there are plenty of mandated reporters out there. Not me, but I know there are some. And that's just a fact. And that's not a threat. It's just a thought. So do not twist my words. Ziggy's allowed to have thoughts. She's allowed to accuse people of, disappearing children. All kinds of things she accuses people of. I'm just saying, this man, on paper, that she just married, is dangerous. Yet there she is focusing on all these other people. Hey, they may be dangerous too. I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just thinking what I'm thinking, and I'm just thinking out loud. All right, let's get back to this JT person in the chat because they have a lot to say.
For the beginning with the red truck, right? And Jody Sue's mom had the red truck, right? That was really big at the beginning of the case. You know, and some of the things like when Fred said that Jody Sue's mom had the truck, and that all came out.
Fred said, so it must be true. Guys, don't you think if that was the red truck, they would have been, you know, all over it by now? Or maybe you should just trust that they are and shut the fuck up.
So do you think Dawn and Candace then truly don't know?
Okay, so it's clear now. The JT person says, I don't think, go to the beginning with the red truck. So, interesting. They're on the same theory as Ziggy, or Ziggy's biting on their theory, because it helps her narrative. Interesting. Let's keep going.
It'd be really hard for me to believe, though. They just seem so emotionless for something like that.
So Ziggy assumes that everyone who has lost a child or has a missing child is going to act the same way. I don't know. I might be emotionless or I might be full of rage, but I know that no matter which way I was, you motherfuckers would find a way to hold it against me, no matter how I acted, because that's what you all do. It brings you money.
Right. Have to think of motives and like why, if there was an accident, because in my theories, I feel like all of them have to have some kind of equal, like, I mean, Dawn, Candace, Andy, and possibly Jody Sue. I feel like Jody's, I don't know, one of the two, Jody Sue or Andy, got the other into some wrapped up in it. I feel like, and it caused problems in their relationship. I mean, and that's why their relationship fell apart. It makes perfect sense.
Where is your proof? Ziggy, you never show receipts. You've got nothing. Pretty much everything you claimed is an opinion or a theory, yet you're so sure. You are full of shit. I don't know why anyone believes you at this point. Anyone that believes you needs to give their little heads a shake, because you have used Summer and you have provided 0 receipts. Why don't you show them? Where are the SD cards, Ziggy? You have all these people blamed and no receipts. Get the receipts and maybe people will believe you and you won't be such a laughingstock / joke in this community. Married as suspect. Wow. Joke. Joke, anyone? Well, I almost feel like we need a little break here. Kitty cat dance party, anyone? It's quick. Just shake it off for a minute, and then we'll get back at it.
Kitty cat dance party.
That's crazy.
Kitty cat. Kitty cat. Cat. Kitty cat.
Take a minute, stand up, stretch out your arms, and just shake it. Kitty cat dance party.
Party. Party, party, party with a kitty cat. Cat.
Caitlin, I'm making some of that rice you like. Your favorite. One of them got the other wrapped up in the Summer Wells stuff, and it ruined their relationship and caused they couldn't get past something like that.
All right, let's get clear here, just since we had the kitty cat party and whatnot. So Ziggy is theorizing that Andy and Jody Sue had this problem because of something that happened to Summer, when in all reality, she's got no idea what happened in their relationship and why they broke up. But this is Ziggy kind of speaking like it's factual in someone else's relationship. All right, let's keep going.
It makes sense to me. I mean, she was with him, what she say, since she was 14 years old. Yeah, I'm a heartless bitch. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a heartless bitch. Okay.
Well, I have to agree with that comment. Ziggy, you are a heartless bitch. I don't know how else you could live off of YouTube subscribers in Summer's name, not get a job for 3 years, and continue to use these people for money, all in Summer's name. It's pretty sickening, and I too think you're a heartless bitch. So there's that. Now let's move on to this comment from JT. It says, JT, they don't know in the video it was Andy and Jody Sue who picked her up and took her and bury her, as in bury her. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I mean, we should do a poll here, but we don't really have time. But does anyone think that Ziggy will ask for evidence of this? What do you guys think Ziggy will do? Will she ask for proof? Or will she just run with it? Or ignore it? And she'll definitely let it stay in the chat, I'm sure. But let's find out. I mean, this cuckoo is literally accusing Jody Sue and Andy of burying Summer somewhere. Doesn't say where, but just wow. Just imagine the squealing that you would hear if someone accused Fred of this. She would be livid. It's all about Fred, guys, and it's all about what Fred said. Doesn't matter about Summer. Ziggy does not give two shits about Summer Wells being missing. She doesn't care. She cares about her paycheck. And again, we'll go over all of the little pay links, the piggy pay links that run through her chat. It is sick. Ziggy subscribers, if you don't see it by now, I really don't know how anyone can help you. But know that you are supporting this crazy bitch who cares nothing about Summer Wells. All she cares about is paying her rent, her bills, and her lazy ass doesn't have to get a job. She supports a suspect. I mean, fuck, she married him. Married a suspect. Do you guys know he's innocent? No, you don't. You don't know that he is any more innocent than anyone else. Dawn, Candace, Jody Sue, Andy. You have no idea. Yet Ziggy married this guy. Like, come on, guys. Wake up. Wake up. All I'm saying is ask for proof. Ask for receipts. But don't put it past Ziggy to not fake those receipts, because she would. I caught her in a lie the other day. She tried to say that she had only spoke to Lolita on the phone once or twice. And you know, that's the whole scandal where they came up with a plan to go online and pretend they were the Foster Source's friend. That's where all the information about the boys came out. But Ziggy only talked to Lolita on the phone once or twice, which we know is a lie. They spoke often, every day, for many, many months on the phone. So there's that. Anyway, this bitch lies a lot. So if you do ask for receipts, make sure that they aren't faked, because I wouldn't put that past her. I'm just saying, please be careful. Really do know who you're supporting. When I listened to Jam the other night on Crystal's panel, talking about how she knows Fred and he's such a great person. Like, how does she know him? What, through Ziggy? Maybe you talked on the phone a couple times? Listen, Ziggy hasn't even lived with this dude. She doesn't know what he did to Laura and their children. Or if she does, she's ignoring it. Guys, Fred is on paper not a good guy. I mean, 9 years of federal parole. This is not a good guy. Just saying. Yes, people do change. I agree with that. They do change. But how much time should you give a person to prove that they've changed? I don't know, at least a couple years. It's been a couple months, guys. Just please pay attention, do your own research, know the facts, and don't go based on what Ziggy says, because she is extremely manipulative. She will lie. She will manipulate. And yeah, I believe that she is emotionally manipulating all of you. She wants your money, and that's it. This woman is not your friend. This woman and her husband are career cons. Please, think about it. Use your heads. But let's just see how Ziggy responds to that comment about burying Summer. Jody Sue and Andy are burying Summer. I mean, come on. That's a pretty big accusation, and in my opinion, would require proof. But if Ziggy thinks it fits her narrative, I'm sure she won't ask for any proof. I mean, why would she? It's gonna help her narrative and help her be more credible. Where do we think this person came from? Do we think it's the crazy lady that was on White Boys? What's her name again? It'll come to me. Lady Justice. That was one of her names back when she was on Mystery Angels, and cuckoo back then too, in my opinion. Claims to be a bail bondsman and has been on the case since day one. And she had some crazy video that she claimed was Candace, which, no, that was not proof. It was like completely dark and you couldn't tell who was who. It was some bullshit. And I'm pretty sure she said that Candace was burying someone in that video. So anyway, is this the same person? Is it not? I don't know. Or do we think it's like a Ziggy plant? Did Ziggy plant this person in the chat? Hard to say. I don't know. But we can theorize over here too. We just won't place blame.
They don't know. In the video, it was Andy and Jace who picked her up and took her and buried her.
Long pause from Ziggy, which I'm not editing, so we can see what she says.
I don't know. Huh.
Then she goes back to shuffling. So I guess that's a no comment from Ziggy. Now, Ziggy, and anyone like Ziggy subs, supporters, anyone that's listening, wouldn't you think if Ziggy cared about Summer and the truth for Summer, that she would want some type of proof about this? Nope. I don't think she does. I think she wants that comment to help support her theory. So she's going to say nothing, and she'll go back to card shuffling, like the little bitch she is.
It would really be, I don't know. It just, Dawn and Candace don't care enough for it to have been something like that where they don't know, you know?
Changes the subject and just lets it ride. I mean, this person just said someone was burying Summer. You're just gonna let that ride? Okay then. And now we've got creepy JT saying, "You are on it now." Right, okay. I don't know what they're talking about, but let's keep going.
Like, I just don't feel, it doesn't, I don't, that's the thing, I just don't think there was enough emotion from the Wells for it to have been like where they don't know, you know? Because they come off to, there's too much smoke with them, too much like red flags.
I'm going to be honest here, Ziggy. I see a hell of a lot more red flags coming from your husband there, Fred, and you. So there's that.
Well, of course, there's a Beach Creek Road. Beach Creek Road's the road that runs by their house. What do you mean? You mean, where's there a white picket fence along that road?
So the weirdo is now asking, and that's JT, is there a road called Beach Creek Road there by a white picket fence? So my first thought here is you would think if this person has been on the case since day one, they would know about Beach Creek Road. But they don't seem to. And I don't know about this white picket fence, but I'm pretty sure Fred comes in later and says, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But we'll see that in a second.
She said in the video where her and Andy used to live. Really? Was it over there by Fields Road? They did live in Fields Road, over at Fields Road for some time. And then they lived in Kingsport at the Cloud Apartments.
So Ziggy just read out the comment from JT, and I don't know what video they're talking about, if they're talking about a different Jody Sue video or the burying video. I mean, come on, Ziggy, ask some questions here. Where's the proof?
Right, September Virgo, I would think there'd be evidence too. I would have thought that they would have found, if it was something like that where she was hit accidentally. It just doesn't make sense to me with Dawn and Candace and them not. I just don't see how they wouldn't know, or how they don't. There are just too many weird things with Dawn, and it's too many. I mean, with over the years and their games and stuff, it just doesn't make sense that they can't be involved, you know?
So Ziggy, clearly your theory isn't working out, yet you want to continue to drag it on and on. You're admitting here that it's not making sense because you can't fit it all together. However, you need it to make sense so bad. For what reason? For Fred? Make it make sense. Not only that, but in the days to come, since this video has been done on your Empress channel, I mean, it's been days and days now, you continue to talk about this theory and you have no evidence and no proof. It's crazy. Anyway, the JT person says, I don't know where. All I know is a white picket fence. What are they, a psychic or something? I don't fucking know what's going on here. This is some bullshit.
For some reason, I don't believe, like, for some reason something happened, I feel like, and Andy had to fix it. And I don't know what the hell that is. It might have been Jody Sue that contacted Andy and brought him into it. You know, there was that gap in their conversations between 2:30 to 5:30. Is there a chance that son was driving that day?
So Fred's back in the chat, apparently not paying attention at his meeting. I guess I'll try not to judge that. But he says Jody Sue only had a pit and a bird dog. I don't know what a bird dog is. Maybe like a hunting dog that chases birds, but I don't know. I'm a city gal. I got no idea.
Jody Sue only had a pit and a bird dog. Do you know, Fred, do you know of a house with a white picket fence that Jody Sue would have lived at and Andy would have lived at?
All right, while we wait through the long pause for Fred to answer, this is what JT says. Is there a chance the son was driving that day? But I thought JT knew everything already and that they buried her. Okay, let's keep listening.
That dog that I saw on that chain at her mom's was like a pit bull mix, like a tan, like pit bull mix that I saw when I was there.
So that right there is Ziggy actually stalking a victim in the Summer Wells case, or at least a witness, whatever you want to call it. But yes, Ziggy did a drive-by. She looked at Jody Sue's property front and back, made videos, honked her horn, and laughed with her daughter in the car. Oh, and she took pictures of her vehicles, including license plates, and she sent those to other creators, as well as put them on her live stream. But Ziggy's not a stalker. Only other people stalk Ziggy. Right. Okay then, Ziggy.
But as far as Fred, I'll ask Fred. Hey, Fred, is there a chance that possibly that it was Andy's son driving that day on the road and that you just mistook Andy or Andy's son for Andy?
Ziggy, I think your man is in a meeting trying to work his program / recovery. How's yours going? I guess we have our priorities straight here. YouTube and money come first. All right. Fred is very active in the chat still. So Fred said, the pit was not mean. She had stolen it from David Bays. Well, I'm pretty sure we already heard the actual story on that with receipts. The next thing he said is, no, I don't. So the answer to Ziggy's question is no.
Is there any chance of a mistaken identity? I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to let him answer. He was, I mean, gosh, yeah, he's like, what, 20 now? So he was only like 16. When Summer went missing, he was like 17. Don came just to find out what you knew. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Could you have possibly mistaken Andy? Or could it have, that day on the 15th, could it have possibly been somebody else driving? Like Andy's son? Somebody was asking.
I'm pretty sure he's already said no, Ziggy. Where you been? Anyway, it wouldn't fit the narrative. I'm getting tired. I think we're almost done here. This is some bullshit.
He's in a meeting, so I can't type.
Well, he's typing just fine from his meeting. Oh, Zig, those sniffles are getting a lot worse. Perhaps you need a meeting. Oh, sorry. I get crankier the longer this goes on. I'm hoping we're just about done. Oh, but that reminds me. I was going to ask you something. Speaking of meetings and recoveries, there's this blowtorch that was, in your background that you may have not noticed that you captured. What's that for? What do you use that blowtorch for, Ziggy? Let me guess. You're going to say it's for lighting sage. Well, I don't know any sage that needs a blowtorch like that. I know what those blowtorches are for because my friend told me. So maybe we should just show that blowtorch so people can see it. And maybe they'll ask you too. Ziggy, why do you have a meth blowtorch in your background? Right at arm's reach. Right where the other people that live with you can see it. That's kind of weird. It was just a thought I had. I guess I'm just a really curious person. And we know for sure that you're not making creme brulee over there.
Well, guys, I have to go make dinner.
I think by that she means the driver is about to be here with my food. And you guys are going to pay for it. You guys know that there's no way that Fred and Ziggy don't sit back at night and just laugh. They're cackling all the way to the bank. And you guys are falling for it. You're paying her entire life. Have you seen the amount of wish lists and piggy links in the chat for you? Yet you still click on it because she's still here, relying solely on YouTube to pay her rent and bills and Fred's. Guys, this is crazy. Crazy.
I was trying to wait till Fred answered that, but I don't know if he's gonna. He's answered it so many times, but I already know
She already knows, guys. Anyway, Fred said a couple more things in the chat. I think he's responding to just some other people that were asking him questions, but he says, Fred said, no, Dawn came just to find out what I knew. And then in the next comment, for the next step. Okay, Fred. Or maybe he came because he was looking for his daughter. Who knows? We don't. And if I recall correctly, Fred said that he did not know about the white picket fence or have a clue what they were talking about. So, all right, I think we're just about done. We're getting close anyway. I have one or two more shorter clips to play for you guys, and then we're gonna get out of here. I do appreciate you guys sticking this out. I know it's been a long one, so let's get her done.
Andy Jr. was seen driving her mother's truck. When was that? So yeah, so he had drove the mother's truck before. Oh, really? Andy Jr. was seen driving Jody Sue's truck that on the 15th?
Yeah, Ziggy. That's been a rumor for a very long time now. You're either playing dumb, or you are dumb, or you're playing dumb. I'm not sure which, but either way, it's annoying. So, of course, it was Fred who said that. Now, my thoughts are, who cares if he was driving that truck? Because from what I recall, the whole red truck situation involved a FedEx driver or some type of delivery driver. So, who cares if he was driving the red truck? And we've also established that there's red trucks all over the place. So, again, if there is something to it, I'm sure that the law enforcement is on it. And they don't need your help.
Is that the rumor or what? That's crazy because there's that red truck. That's, wow, oh gosh, I don't even freaking, this is...
I'll tell you exactly what this is. It's called fake outrage. It's called manipulation. How about you try leaving Jody's son alone? You do realize that by spreading this false information with no proof, you are actually harming this young man's reputation. For what? Now, he's going to be known as whatever you guys put on him, whatever labels and things that you've blamed him with. It's unfortunate that he had to go far away to get away from all of this because of people like you. You should stop putting blame on people without proof because you're harming people. As I'm sure you know, these probable false allegations that you are placing on people, you and random chatters and other YouTube creators, what you're doing is harming these people. These false allegations follow them for the rest of their lives. It's damaging and it's unfair. It can affect jobs. It can affect education. It can affect friendships, relationships, and it's just unnecessary. Also, you can make a little bit of money? Come on. Selfish much?
I don't know. That's why I have to figure out something. I'll have to ask Fred about that when I talk to him, what he means about the whole Damien thing. He calls him Andy Jr. It was brought up on recording. Interesting. Why the hell are they not fucking... Why aren't they freaking grilling freaking... I don't understand.
Ziggy, you know what I want to know? Where is your outrage for all the times that Fred has lied? And you know. We know you know. But where's that outrage? The only time I hear you squealing is when it involves Andy and Jody Sue, and when are the cops gonna go get them? But where's your outrage for Fred in the way that he has done some shady shit? The only time you're outraged about Fred is when we call out that shady shit. So Ziggy's allowed to call out shady shit, but no one else is when it involves Fred. Well, I don't know. That seems important to me. And you're not credible at all because of this. Well, because of a lot of things, but definitely because of this. No. When you hear Ziggy and others cramming things down your throat over and over again. Andy was there on the 15th on the road. Andy was there on the 15th on the road. And like Prayer Garden, oh, Summer, she was being told to dance in front of that for sale barrel. Like, she's repeated that like 50 times. So after a while, when you've heard it from them 50 times, it starts to kind of sink in. It's kind of like, you know, being hypnotized in a way. And these creators know what they're doing. It's called manipulation. And you're all being dragged in. Is there no way that you could do your own research, perhaps? Try looking into things yourself. That would probably be helpful. Guys, use your heads. Stop relying on bunk creators that are clearly only here for money because they're clearly biased, especially when they're married to a suspect.
So was he driving the truck around the time that Summer, like during the hours, those important hours between 2:30 and 5:30, anytime between there? Well, all right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna get in the shower and figure out something for dinner. If anybody's interested in a reading who didn't get one, you can email me at youtube.ziggy@outlook.com or go to empressziggy.com and order one through my website, or you can just email me and then just send it through Cash App or whatever, either way. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to everybody later.
All right, let's just take a quick look at an example of Ziggy squealing when anyone calls out her man, Fred. You didn't hear her squealing when people were saying horrible things about Summer without proof. But she's gonna squeal about this. And, oh, it's maybe part of the kitty cat dance party because she sure is moving.
4:30 on panel with PG and Benny. Fred's dad can't walk, so Fred would already have possession of that truck. What? Where do you come up with this stuff, Crystal? See what I mean? Like, these people, like, Fred's dad never had, like, he used a cane, but he walked up until, me and Fred were just talking about this. He had trouble getting around, yes, but I don't know what you mean by Fred's dad can't walk, so. And then also, about a year before Summer went missing, his transmission in that truck was, like, messed up. So he wasn't even driving for, like, a year before Summer went missing. Or a year before he passed away, which he passed, the winter after Summer went missing, I believe. Candace, I have to ask, did you borrow Fred's dad's truck? Why would anybody let her borrow a truck? Like, they have several vehicles. Wouldn't you think somebody would think that that was odd?
Well, it could be odd, Ziggy. But I'd like to know why it is that you don't think all of the crazy things that Fred has said are odd. Do you know what else I think is odd? The way you keep bouncing around back and forth. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I kind of wonder if it has something to do with that torch that we saw earlier. Just a thought.
Cadaver dogs, not scent dogs, hit on Fred's driveway. Eek! Why was you seen coming out of the woods by White Holler? Please answer. Jeremy Pell, please answer who's seen her. Please talk to me. The timeline almost matches the scream of 4:30. Well, I will tell you that Fred also talks about a sighting of Candace. He's trying to find out where it was, like a mile and a half, I think it was, from. There's a rumor about a sighting of her coming out of the woods.
Girl, you are giving me the heebie-jeebies bouncing around like that. What are you doing? It is very strange. Anyway, I'm getting tired of all of your outrage against everybody except Fred. Where is the outrage, Ziggy? And where's the outrage for Summer? You know, when people put things on her name without proof? Where is the outrage then? Why do you, and have you always, cared more about Fred than Summer? Why are you putting him first, even though he's got the shadiest past we've seen? And he's lied over and over. Yet you keep having his back for some reason. What is the reason for that, Ziggy? The only thing I can think of is that because you both are making bank. This is literally how you make your living. Lies, manipulation, and you're doing all of it in a missing child's name. You clearly don't care for her. It's obvious. But you just keep bopping around, girl. Just keep bopping around.
That there might be truth to that. The truck thing, no, she didn't borrow Fred's truck. He walked fine. I mean, he had a cane. And also, one important thing to note, Fred's parents never talked to Candace and Dawn. They didn't know Candace and Dawn. You guys seem to think that Dawn or that Fred's all like BFF with these people or something. No, they didn't talk to Candace and Dawn. Andy and them had much more of a relationship with Candace and Dawn. They were the catty corner neighbors. I mean, even Andy and Jody Sue at 125, that's not even like straight across the street from 110. It's still quite a ways down. So, no, actually, we could just squash this right here. His parents never even talked to Donna Candace. They didn't know Donna Candace.
Of course, I have no idea if they did or didn't, but I'm certainly not going to take Ziggy's word for it. That's for damn sure. She has shown that she can't be trusted. Do I take Jody Sue's word for it? No, I don't, because I don't know. I would need to see proof. But I have heard Jody say that Dawn and Fred did have a friendly type relationship for quite some time. So I found that to be very interesting. Now, do I know that it's true? Not necessarily. So I'm not going to say it's true and come on here and just say, this is definitive. Fred and Dawn were very close for a very long time and they did all kinds of stuff together. And that Fred knew Summer pretty well. That's what I heard Jody say, but do I know it to be a fact? No, I don't. I don't. And I wouldn't stand up here and tell all of you guys that I did. But Ziggy will. Because she was there, right? No, Ziggy, you weren't there. You've never been there when Summer was there. You don't know. You're basing it off of Fred, who has lied over and over. So I find that to be important.
Oh, cadaver dogs, not scent dogs. No, it was scent dogs that hit on his driveway, not cadaver dogs, scent dogs. And Fred has told me many times before that law enforcement was under the impression that scent dogs hit down there because of Dawn being down there earlier. Because the scent dogs wasn't until Dawn. When did they have the scent dogs? It was probably not even till...
Ziggy, that doesn't even make sense. Okay, so I'm clearly not a scent dog expert, but I can use critical thinking, and I'm pretty sure that scent dogs are going to be looking for Summer's scent, not Dawn's. They would have already distinguished between those two scents so that they could do their job properly. So the fact that they hit on Fred's property, allegedly in more than one place, because I also heard they hit on his vehicles or vehicle. I'm not sure which. And again, rumors, don't know. These are all rumors. These do not come from TBI. None of them. But if we're basing things off of rumors like Ziggy does, the dogs hit on Fred's property. And you're not going to blame it on Dawn and his scent. That does not make sense. Okay? Ziggy, make it make sense, Ziggy. At least make it make sense. While you're standing there bopping around, at least make it make sense.
It was later on. It was like would have been hours after Summer went missing, right, Fred? Because Dawn had already been down there at that point when they had freaking dogs, scent dogs. So they just assumed it was from Dawn coming down there.
Fred said, guys, so it must be true. Oh, Ziggy, I can smell the bullshit coming out of my phone as you bop around.
And it was at the end of the driveway. It was scent dogs, not cadaver dogs. They know that she'll put out anything. Especially if it has to do with Fred.
Wow, that came out of your mouth? She'll put out anything. Ziggy, you will put out anything. Anything for a buck. No proof, no receipts, all bunk. You'll even do it in minors' names. In the names of minors. You have no problem doing that. Games. fake, misinformation. Those are all words that come to mind with regards to your content, Ziggy. So to hear you say that about someone else, well, it's pretty laughable. Oh, and by the way, guys, I think I forgot to mention it, but Ziggy is talking about Crystal Crime Time here, just so you know. And Crystal's been reviewing some of the old Fred content and kind of calling out some lies and things that she thinks are questionable, so do go check out her channel. And I have no doubt that you're going to say the same thing about anyone who's debunking Fred, even though it's fully and truthfully debunkable. Debunked. Fred has been debunked. He's a liar. Oh, and he's also, in the words of Jody Sue, a monster. I mean, according to her definition of monster. Look what he did to his family. And now you're making him yours? Real smart, Ziggy. Real smart. Well, we know how money is important to you, and clearly that's your number one. Before all else. Before the safety of, let's just say, your household.
What people? Laura's story makes more sense to me than Fred's. Of course, what story? What story of Laura's? I think Fred is made up and parts of Laura's as well. I do not think Chad Arnold's seen Candace. Oh my God, are you fucking for real right now? Candace even said she saw Chad. What the fuck? Candace even said it herself. Are you fucking...
So I'm basically just using this as an example of Ziggy's squealing. But Ziggy, why didn't you squeal when that person came in your chat talking about Summer being buried? Huh? Where was your squealing then? Where was your squealing about facts, proof, and evidence? Oh, right. There isn't any because it fits your narrative that also has no proof, facts, or anything close to it. So, point proved.
I think that is what Fred said to the cops. I'm sure Chad has been questioned, but looking at these people for years, I can tell you right now, there is zero reason for Fred to lie if he is not involved in some fuck shit. Exactly, he hasn't lied. So what has he lied? Because you're saying he lied, doesn't mean he lied.
So, point proven again. Because Ziggy, you know as well as I do that Fred has lied. It's been called out on multiple channels. Fred has lied. And girl, you know it. So you kind of sound a little stupid as you're bopping around there like a weirdo with your torch.
I think he's mad because of something that happened on Ben Hill we do not know about, and Fred took revenge. Okay, Fred's not a vindictive person. You do not know him at all. Like, oh my God. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Nothing that one thing Fred says makes an out. It doesn't? Like, which part? Who are you scared of, Fred? Ziggy knows. Why? Why was that baby sent on top of your driveway in Sick Bones game? What? And this Bones game is something that you made up. That's not something that Fred did. That's your guys' theories and bullshit. And it wasn't at the top of his driveway. It was down towards the bottom. And it was scent dogs. Holy moly. Get your facts straight, Crystal. That's why I get irritated.
Well, Ziggy, people are irritated with you because you sit up here lying and pretending that Fred hasn't lied, when in fact he has, and it can be proven. For anyone who hasn't seen the Gavel Geeks live, where Fred was debunked multiple times, oh, and so was Ziggy, definitely check it out, and I'll put the link in the description. Oh, and Ziggy, like you always say, proof's in the pudding, and the proof is there. Fred said is debunked. Let's just watch Ziggy dance through this part, and then we'll let her speak again.
Kitty cat dance party.
Kitty cat. Kitty cat. Cat.
Yeah, I don't know where you come. I don't know. You just put out a bunch of nonsense, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you don't think logical. And I mean, I took a gander at your Facebook, and I could tell. Like, I mean, I could see that you're not the classiest of people.
Party, party, party with a kitty cat.
And more than likely have way more skeletons in your closet than I could ever even freaking dream of. So I find it funny that you are so obsessed, like, and want to put out stuff that's on purpose, like, not true, Crystal. Like,
Oh, these are Ziggy Piggy's pay links. Here they come. And of course, you'll see it in a second. She wants you to pay Fred's rent. What a wow. Oh, Fred, why don't you pay your own damn rent? What kind of man asks his wife, or lets her, post a little link on her YouTube channel in the name of a missing child to pay your rent? Man up, bitch. Get a job. And tell your wife to get a job, too. This is gross. I have a lot to say about this phone situation. I don't know, I think it's a whole lot of BS. But I think I'm gonna have to save it for another video because this one is way too long. I don't even know if it's gonna upload properly. I've been working on it for a couple weeks now, so I do have a lot to say in that regard. It's either total BS and it was all done for content, or Fred, you're fucked because nobody else had to give their phones. Jody Sue didn't, Andy didn't, just you. So I smell a problem for you. I think Fred went there to try and do something similar to what Andy did, where, you know, they kind of said, we're not looking at you. And Fred, well, he isn't too credible. And that's not what they said, but it was similar. And I don't think Fred got that. And they ended up taking his phone. So that is very, very interesting. So maybe I'll leave you with that. There's a lot more I could say, but this video is so long. I don't even think I should do like a proper conclusion on everything. I think I said it all, and Ziggy, it all speaks for itself. Your man, well, he's a liar. We're definitely going to go out with something here. Oh, and you're a liar too. Let's go out with something, and I will see you on the next one. I appreciate each and every one of you for sticking it out to the end. It was a long one. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Toodles.
Slash your messy ass.
never been one that really wanted a big ceremony or anything anyways. I never really thought I'd get married. But everything just so happened. So it's so crazy. The only reason why I haven't put it out was only because literally, if I don't care what my own family thinks, like, about it, I'm not going to care what anybody on here thinks.
Slash your messy ass.
Kitty cat dance party.
That's crazy.
Kitty cat. Kitty cat. Cat. Kitty cat. Party. Party, party, party with a kitty cat. Cat.
Hey, when I'm making some of that rice you like, your favorite.
You're truly but